So we starting this thing off with a bang, man. Appreciate everybody who's been looking forward to this video. Well, this is how I'm doing it from now on. It's a podcast, so y'all just gonna hear my voice and with some nice smooth tunes behind my voice and shit. You know, it's gonna be like a podcast. I'm gonna make it real live like a podcast. But this is the first show, the first official one. You know, everything rusty, everything new. Not really going for a bunch of views or a bunch of stuff. Is more to reach people who need the information and who like to discuss different type of things. So we starting off with that. Second thing I want to do is shout out to TSSL Network, Mr. Bray's podcast. That's the boss right there, so y'all go check her out. Another thing, man, shout out Rockstar Developers, man. I'm so excited for Red Dead Redemption coming up. Red Dead Redemption 2. You feel me? I'm trying to think about should I get that on the Xbox or the PlayStation. I don't know yet, but alright, so now that I got them shout outs out the way, back to the topic at hand. We talking about marriage. I'm 25 years old. All my peers are, starting to get into that mode where they thinking about whether they want to get married or not. And I've been doing a lot of thinking on the topic as well. Because as y'all know, I've been in a relationship and we got kids and shit. We got 2 kids. And me and her have been, we've been, trying to grow together. And it's been a lot of challenges and, things we had to get through. But we still here, man. We still here. We had to get over something. Not even we get over it, just talk through it and discuss it. Something that happened like a month and some change ago. But I'll get to that later. But first, let me start off with saying marriage. Our elders have drilled that into our heads since, we were young, if we did want to do that. Not everybody's parents have drilled it into their head, but majority. Especially if you, religious or, belong to a church. And I know they really, really preach that if you want to coexist with somebody and, have a significant other, you're not supposed to just shack up and have kids and all that shit. You're supposed to get married first and then have the children and all that, and so forth and so on and all that shit. So and if we didn't go that route, dating and married and then have kids, if we didn't go that route, then we were looked at, as sinners, or the relationship and the children you have out of that unwed relationship is considered illegitimate in the eyes of the law. And all this other the shit that sounds crazy to me. Me and my girl wasn't married. Well, we still not married, but we wasn't married when we had our kids. And you telling me my kids in the eye of the law is illegitimate? That shit sounds crazy to me. But I don't know. That's what we've grown to believe, and that's what we've been groomed to believe ever since we were younger. But the millennials, that's what they call us, millennials. They say we are a very rebellious group. I just don't think a lot of people are willing to sign that dotted line to spend the rest of their life with somebody that, one, they don't know for real. Because me, I personally feel like you don't know somebody till you live with them. But that's another story for another time. And we do things a little differently than our folks did it. And there's nothing wrong with that, but if you ask them, they say we're doing things the wrong way. And, that's perfectly fine, but everybody has a different opinion on the situation. Another thing, it's not just, us, as kids. It's really with the girls too, man. A lot of mothers and grandmothers or just, people period will drill that into their daughters' heads that you need to find a nice man that, makes a lot of money. So y'all get a big house and, have kids and all that stuff. It's kind of like they painting a fairy tale or, like a Disney princess movie for these girls. And a lot of girls feel like they're not complete until they have that. They have found a man that'll, willing to, marry them and have kids with them and all that. And a lot of women don't feel, like a full woman. Some women don't even feel like women if they don't have a man, which is crazy to me. My mama was a single mother for a long time towards my end of my teenage years and into adulthood. So It's I know what single women can do, especially a single strong black woman. I know what they can do, what they're capable of. I've seen it. I grew up around it, and y'all can move mountains. It's crazy. Things that I know I wouldn't be able to do. It's some stuff that only a strong black woman can do. So that's one thing I want to instill in my daughter. You don't need no man to make you complete. You don't need no marriage. You don't need none of that shit. As long as you can go out and take care of yourself and you can get it yourself, you know what I'm saying? That's all that really matters. You can do that shit on your own. You can take care of yourself. It's nothing wrong with getting married and having a man and all that shit, but you don't need that to make you feel complete. You never will. You need anything, you come to your daddy. Fuck that. But that's what I would tell my daughter. But it's a lot of pressure on these young girls, man. Especially when they get in their 20s and their late 20s, and if some of them don't have kids yet, they haven't met somebody yet, they feel like they're not good enough, or they feel like they can't. It's too late for them to meet somebody, and just a lot of craziness. I just feel like it's unfair on us. You know what I'm saying? As the kids who eventually grow into these adults with these same mindsets and these same thought processes, and it's not always true. Some people need to be by themselves to really be with somebody else. Until you really know yourself, it's really hard to be with somebody else or be in a happy, functioning relationship. But a lot of a lot of people my age are, like I said, they're going against what our elders have tried to draw in our heads. So a lot of people my age are doing exactly what me and Terriana are doing. We just sitting in here, we raising our kids. I'm working, she's working, she's in school. You know what I'm saying? I take care of the majority of the bills, and that's just me. Before she started working, I was taking care of everything, and just wanted her to focus on school because I'm blessed enough to already be in my career, so I really wanted her to focus on school and do what she wants to do so she can be in the career that she wants to be. Because not only is she my girl, whether we together or not, I want to make sure that she can take care of herself so she can take care of my kids. God forbid something happen to me. You know what I'm saying? So that's what me and her are with it. But a lot of girls, or a lot of people, rather, a lot of couples now aren't going that marriage route. Some people feel like it's a lot to go into it. Some people feel like you got to have a lot of money to get married. Some people feel like, we don't really know if we're going to be together, if we're going to stay together. And a lot of people say divorce is like a death. So, that's scary. A lot of people go into, a lot of people my age aren't just going into marriage, willy-nilly. They got to be for sure. Shout out to my man Marcus, my man Future, and his beautiful wife Courtney, man. They've known each other forever. They have known each other forever. And they have a union that's very strong, and you can see it. You can feel it when you're around them. And they didn't get married just for the fuck of it. Like just to say let's just get married just because we love each other and we together. No, they got married because they knew they wanted to build together. They know that they want to eventually raise kids together one day. They know that they want to pursue their music together. It's different things, it's different levels. So they didn't just get married just to say let's get married. And I think that's a beautiful thing because once you're in a strong marriage, I heard it's a really it's a beautiful thing. But some people stay in marriages for the wrong reasons. For example, staying together just because you got kids, and staying together because you excuse me, shit, what the fuck? Staying together because you got kids, and staying together because y'all got things that y'all name together. Just reasons to. It's hard to break those things, but when y'all together, you know what I'm saying, it's easier to take care of those certain things. But if you miserable when y'all together, then what's the point? You feel me? So that's a lot of people stay together because of that shit. That was part of my people's reason. They stayed together because my father literally told me, yeah, Rock, I didn't want to leave you in that house. I wanted to live with you and all that shit. And coming from somebody who got niggas who didn't have a dad in their house, that's probably one of the best things you can hear, from your dad. Because I know a lot of my niggas didn't have that. Not even just my niggas, a lot of friends, a lot of girls didn't have that, period, either, that fatherly love. So, that shit runs deep. When you're a good dad or you're a good mom, you don't, it's hard to just, when you're used to living with your kids, it's hard to just up and not live with your kids no more. It's difficult, and I could definitely see how that can be difficult. You know what I'm saying? So that's that added pressure. It's a lot, man. It's a lot. Me and T, we had a little spat like a couple weeks ago. where I went to my cousin's house. Well, we were all at my cousin's house, me, the kids, and her. And I ain't even gonna lie, nigga. I was lit. I was drunk. As soon as I got there, me and my cousin, we was pouring up shots. Shout out my cousin Jay and Janae. Love y'all. Um, but I was lit. You know, I know I was lit. I was fucked up. But I got so lit to the point where, you know, I was just having fun. You know, I wasn't really trying to leave type shit. So my girl was ready to go. You know, our kids was getting tired. They was ready to go. Drunk Rock wasn't ready to go yet. You know, I was just lit. You know, pouring shots, talking shit. You know me. I was lit. So while she's waiting on me, so that's my. Let me stop right there. That was me, right there. That was my fault. Not listening to my girl. She ready to go, and I'm standing there, you know, doing my thing, taking shots, you know, chilling, talking shit, talking to people and all that. She's ready to go. So she gathered the kids up. She's waiting for me in the car. You know what I'm saying? So I admitted that that was my fault. When my girl said she was ready to go, she was ready to go. You know, I know she probably felt like I wasn't listening to her. I was being, you know, wasn't being respectful to her wishes. You feel me? So that was my fault, and that's not qualities of a good husband, and that's things that I had to work on. And it was one thing that she did as well that we, you know, we both saw that, you know, that wasn't good as far as, you know, outside view, because when she was waiting on me in the car with the kids, some nosy lady that was in the house, she's no relation to me at all. She not related to me at all. Some really nosy woman walks out to my car that I pay for, that I paid a note on. I pay $500 a month for that bitch. But she walks out to my car with my kids in the back seat, coming to my girl saying, "You need to leave him." And you know, the last two times I seen y'all, he's been nothing but disrespectful, and you gonna end up being a doormat and all this other shit. And I told, you know, I told her, unless you really feel that way, then why didn't you dismiss her? Tell her get away from my car. You know, get away from my kids talking ill on me. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, because I know if the roles were reversed, I definitely would have checked whoever had anything. But I don't give a fuck if I'm mad at her or not. Don't come to my car talking shit about my girl. I don't give a fuck. Especially if she pay for the motherfucker. You can't say shit about her. I'm waiting on her out here. She coming. We live together. She coming. Shit. But we both had a discussion on that. You know what I'm saying? And we both came to the conclusion, like, I know I was wrong, because when she told me that she was ready to leave, it wouldn't even have gotten to that point. You know what I'm saying? I should have just left when she was ready to go. And she said she was wrong by, you know, letting somebody talk ill on me and not checking them. You know what I'm saying? Because she was irritated with me. She was irritated. So, you know, I wasn't mad at her for, you know, being irritated. I was more upset at the point that, you know, she didn't stick up for me, or, you know, that lady don't know us. She don't know me. She don't know you. So why are you letting her come talk shit about us, or me in that matter, just off of two instances where she's seen me? That lady has never even had a conversation with me, so she don't know anything I do. But you know, me and her had that conversation. We had that conversation for, you know, good week. Took a good week, but we got to a point where we was like, you know what? We just know what we gotta do. So we growing together. Excuse me, my fault. People texting me and shit. But we growing together, you know. So we took that instance and we turned that into a learning experience. You know what I'm saying? Me, I just said, you know, I just know when you're ready to go, it's just time to fucking go. And she said, you know, no matter. Oh, y'all know that's that ESPN shit. Yeah, I know that's that ESPN shit, nigga. But no, she was like, you know, no matter what, whether she mad at me or not, she would never let nobody ever talk bad about me again in her presence. And she said she shouldn't have let it happen that time. So, you know, we both had some things to talk about and discuss, and we got past that. You know what I'm saying? So we working on that. And that's an example of talking out your issues with your partner. And you know, if we didn't communicate that shit could have ended up bad. Me and her could have broke up for the umpteenth time, and you know, just said fuck it. But no, we not doing that. We trying to stay together for these kids and stay strong and all that shit. So that's a backstory on my end. I know a lot of people have different instances in their relationships or whatever where it was testing times, very testing, you know, testing a relationship. But if y'all are stronger than the things that y'all go through, then, you know, you'll be fine. But when marriage comes into it, you know, you don't have to get married no time soon. People pressure me and Terry on to get married all the fucking time. And I can't stand that shit. You know what I'm saying? Um, Her parents never got married. She wasn't even raised. Her dad wasn't even in her life. So, she never saw that type of relationship, that type of union. My parents were married, but it wasn't for you know in the beginning they got married for love, but as the years went on, you know what I'm saying, it wasn't really that that type of love that a couple should have for each other. It was more like, all right, you're his mom, I'm his dad. We're partners in this parenting thing. We're partners in this financial thing. So let's just be partners and we're gonna do this. Because there was a point, my dad was living in the basement and I was upstairs with my mom. So they were just really roommates. So that's an example of what I didn't want. You feel me? I don't want to be like that with her or be like that, period, with my kids, just living in the house, just being roommates with her. And because your kids see that type of stuff, because I know I did. I definitely saw that shit. So it's different, man. It's definitely different. So we got some really good outlooks. My friend Shakonia from Wise, shout out to Shakonia. Her Instagram name is Shakonia. Chacona. Shakonia. You can follow her. But Konya said, damn, God just gave you a nickname, Konya. Okay. The ultimate goal for me is still marriage. Even more so than having kids. And no shade to anyone else, just me personally. I would never have kids without first being married. That's the one rule I'm not trying to break. And when I deal with people, it's always a surprise. So when I get serious with someone, I gotta retrain them because they not used to that shit. I added shit. She ain't say shit. But I said, that's interesting. I said, and I told her, you don't have to, no, you ain't got to say no shade. Ain't no shade to nobody. And I said, do you think getting married first and then procreating will make the union stronger, or is it just a religious belief, or is it just real life preference? And she said, I think it stems from religious beliefs, but I'm not that religious, so really it's just a preference. I truly believe marriage should be the ultimate goal before even considering kids. My boyfriend has 2 kids, but with me, he knows that it's going to be different. He's adapted to my thoughts and in a relationship, and now always speaks of marriage first before when we bring up the future. I also don't believe in shacking up before marriage, but under certain circumstances that can be finagled. Damn, I've never seen that word typed out. That's really just my preference, though. And I said I understand completely. That's how our grandmas are. Always asking when we getting married. My biggest thing was before getting married, I had to live with her because I literally know her so well, and we know what makes each other mad. We know when to give each other space, and we know when to show each other attention. I didn't want to get married to somebody I never lived with because I really don't believe you, like I said before, I really don't believe you know somebody unless you live with them. And she said, yeah, I get that perspective too. And that's true. You don't really know someone, I guess, until you live with them. I guess I'm just hoping to get the same tradition, and I hope it all turns out right. Same for us. Boom. So Shakonia was pretty much saying that, she really don't believe in the whole living with people before you get married, which is totally understandable. Some people have that belief and it's so strong, or even just that preference, that strong preference, and you want to have that union before you share a house with somebody, and that's totally understandable. I remember, Tariana's grandmother told me I couldn't even stay here with her until we were married and shit. So I get it. Another one, my friend Ashley, the Sunflower. That's TheSunflower. The Sunflower. My friend Ashley. Okay, so she says, really good topic about marriage. I don't even want to be legally married through the state. I don't want the state involved in marriage. Marriage doesn't seem to be as sacred, or people get relaxed or stop doing certain stuff once you're married because they got you now. Which is true. A lot of people say that about men all the time, that they stop doing things that it took to get them women in the first place. But it's just so much talk about when it comes to marriage. I said, yes, we're going to discuss it all. When did you come to that decision? I wanted to know what made her not want to get married to the state. And she says, well, because once the state is involved, they know they have rights over your marriage, like your money, your divorce, etc. A marriage license is really just a piece of paper. Say me and my man want to separate or just not be together 15 years later, or anything can happen. I don't want the state involved with how we move forward. And it's even worse when a child is involved. The state caters to women also, which a lot of time that married man had to give most of his earned money to his divorced wife, which is true. We've all seen instances of that shit. That nigga, what's that nigga name? What is that light skinned dude with the green eyes? What's Jesse Williams? We all know how much money that nigga got paid his ex-wife. That shit is crazy to me. I mean, what the fucking fuck, nigga? Why you gotta give your wife that much money? But oh no, that shit is crazy. Cause he seems like a good guy. He take care of his kids. I just don't feel like good dads should have to pay for their marriage failing. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that's right. But anyway, Ashley goes on to say sometimes even having to give the child up to the mom, only seeing the child 2 times or less a week. You can still have a wedding and witnesses of your marriage without having a marriage license. I think that's a very good viewpoint, Ash. I think that's a very good viewpoint. And yours is actually tied in um, with my friend Larissa's comment. Larissa says, my friend Larissa says, personally, for me and my partner, marriage is not a goal for us because we're already living as if we were. And in a few years, the state will consider us married by common law anyway. But it was never a rush because neither of us are religious or live by normal standards. Also, this is the time for us to venture out and make money. You need your individual finances and credit to take chances out here. When you're fully committed to your partner and you're living, coexisting together with no complaints, a piece of paper doesn't solidify your relationship. And all you need is a will and testament if an untimely death occurs. Marriage is another way of the government trying to control us. Just like Ashley said, you can be spiritually married to your partner if y'all are on that level. And believe me, it's so much more assuring. I definitely believe that, and I agree with that to a certain extent. I definitely do. I think you two guys have really, really good valid points. And that's what that's really the conclusion that I really wanted to get to. To me, I really don't give a fuck whether you get married, whether you engage, boyfriend and girlfriend, booty buddies, goddamn. I really don't care. I really don't care. As long as y'all are happy and nobody feels incomplete without that stigma of we got to get married or we're incomplete or we're illegitimate in the eyes of the law. The law doesn't really cater to us in the first place. So who gives a fuck if we look legitimate in the eyes of the law? We won't be legitimate in the eyes of the law as long as our skin is black. So it really doesn't matter to me what's legitimate in the eyes of the law as long as the shit don't put me in jail. I really don't give a fuck. But I just feel like marriage can be a lot of added pressure. What if you're really not happy with your partner anymore and you really don't want to be with them no more, but you can't take care of yourself without their income, or you may be sick, you need them to take care of you, or you may be tied to their family, invested with their family. It could be so many factors that can really affect somebody's decision on whether they want to be with somebody or not, or divorce somebody or not. And I just think it's a lot of pressure, and I feel like if you're gonna take that step, you have to take it serious. I feel like some people just, they go into it because they really, I'm not saying they don't love their partners. They probably really do love their partners or their girlfriends or their boyfriends or, whoever they're with. They probably really do love them. But, love can only be so much. You know what I'm saying? Like my mom used to say, love isn't enough. Love isn't always enough. You got to have other stuff. You can love somebody till you blue in the face, but if they keep doing the same shit over and over again, you gotta distance yourself. So I just feel like marriage counseling would be a big help. And I think some people make the mistake of going to counseling before they get married, and then they stop once they're married, once they get the approval from the preacher or the counselor, whoever's doing the counseling at the time, I think they stop once they get married. I don't think you should stop. I think you should go to counseling at least once a month just to see where your head is at and how you're feeling with this marriage. And a third party should be present. A non-biased third party should be present. So that's one thing I think that can help, because it'll always keep the air open. You know what I'm saying? Always be able to speak your mind, and people would know what their partner is asking for and know what to expect. And if those people, if those changes aren't made, you know what I'm saying, those certain changes aren't made, then you gotta make decisions from there, whether you want to be together or not. And that's just that. So that's what I feel about it, man. I don't feel like nobody should rush, no matter what your age. Nobody should have to rush in the pressures of being married. And if you are getting married, then don't let anybody tell you how to feel, or tell you, that you're too young, or oh, you need to hurry up and have a baby now, or you need to do this, you need to do that. Now y'all need to go get a house. You know what I'm saying? And if you are taking that step, don't tell nobody. Don't let nobody tell you what to do, and that includes your mom. You know what I'm saying? Or your daddy, or your grandma. If it doesn't have anything to do with you being happy and you're just trying to please other people, then you need to go ahead and skip over that. So, yeah, man, it's the first show. I know it's rusty, man. I know it's rusty. I just got this mic. I like it. I like the mic a lot. Makes me feel important. But, subscribe, like. We'll be talking about a lot of different shit, man. A lot of different shit. I'm going to be getting personal with y'all. I ain't going to be up here just preaching shit, acting like I'm perfect, because, nigga, I'm not the furthest thing from it, my nigga. So, we going to be working, man. I'm going to go ahead and edit this bitch up and try to get this out to y'all. Next show, I don't know what I want to talk about. But I could take some suggestions in my inbox. Just people hit me up, man. People hit me up. If you want to come on the show, let me know, man. If you want to join, just let me know. I would love to have people on here, pick people's brains, and we can have conversations. We can have debates, do all that cool shit. That's what this show is going to be about. I just want to let y'all know I'm taping this bitch out of my bedroom right now. Hopefully one day I will get the studio status, but right now I'm on my Microsoft Surface on a USB mic in my bedroom. The grind starts now, my nigga. And I need all y'all help. And I want to help everybody, and I want y'all to help me. Shit. We all help each other. You feel me? So, we going from here, man. This is all, the only way up from here is up, man. Only way up from here is up. So, I'm gonna keep y'all posted throughout the week on the gram, and, I think I'm gonna start branching this out to Twitter, too. That's where I got most of my followers at. And we gonna go from there. So stay tuned, man. Fuck with me. Let me know any suggestions, anything I need to change. Please, any constructive criticism, anything, man. Let me know. All right.